What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rich Day Profit, and I'm back at y'all with another video. And in today's video, I'm just gonna be talking about my week, and I want to go over some things that can help traders when it comes to getting into that profitable mindset. This week for me personally is my first good week in a while. I've been having like break-even weeks, L weeks, but it all came from me doing the wrong things and not approaching the markets in the calm state of mind with everything that I teach you guys on this channel. I just want to hit certain points that just come up to mind. It's a raw video, but I just believe that it's these things that I practice and I tell you guys every day. It really doesn't truly feel like it works until you just practice it. When you put it into action, you can actually see the results, right? So I'm going to go over a couple of those things, but before we do, make sure you guys hit this like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, where I help traders with their psychology when it comes to day trading in the futures market, the forex, wherever you are. This is the channel that you come to get some advice on somebody that's been struggling as a day trader, that has been implementing new strategies to help get to the next level in life through trading, through all of the struggles and through all the hardship. So you guys get to watch my journey, and as I am on my journey, I am teaching everyone how to fix their mind, fix their belief system, fix everything internally that we need to change in order to become that version of ourselves that wants to be profitable, that wants to make $10,000 a month trading, who wants to make $100K a month trading. It all starts from being on level one, understanding yourself, and from understanding yourself, you can then listen to yourself, which you can trust yourself. So that way, when you follow your plan, follow your trading regimen, follow your daily routine, your daily habits, you set yourself up in a way where you cannot fail. On a winning day, you cannot fail. On a losing day, you cannot fail. So that's just a brief summary of what my channel is completely about. So if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. But yeah, we're gonna get straight into this video. So for me personally, this week was, like I said, the first good week that I've had in the market for, I'll say, about the last month and a half. In the past month and a half, I was struggling a lot. As y'all know, I lost my funded account, and I've been going through challenges, just blowing them up consistently, trying to get back to a funded state very fast. And what I've learned from it is that when you lose an account, or when you do something that you're not supposed to, and it affects you, like if something really affects you, you have to really take your time away from the charts. And it's something that is hard to do at first, right? You put in all this time, you put in all this effort and all this energy, and things aren't playing in your favor. But you can't approach that with trying to force things to go your way. And I believe a lot of traders get caught in trying to force things. And when you force things, you start going against your divine energy. You start going against what God has in store for you. You start going against what the universe has planned for you, as long as you stay aligned. And I felt myself being misaligned all over again. I went from having 2 months of great trading to over leveraging, to over trading, to being emotional for every loss. I went backwards in my journey. And this week was very good. This week, I literally traded one time. Like, I only took one trade a day. I think one day I did trade twice, but I took a loss on a practice demo account. So I got lucky. And then when I traded my actual challenge, I did have a $1,000 trade. So on my actual challenge account, I only traded once or twice a day max. And if I lost once, I usually got off the charts. And if I won, obviously I was done for the day. So the number one thing that changed this week was I finally took less trades. And we always say less is more, but I want to take a deeper dive on the less is more part, because you can trade less, but if you still take like a bad setup, it doesn't matter. If you trade less and that one trade you have for the day is a bad setup, it doesn't matter, because if you find a better setup, now you've taken a second trade. So now you're trading more to make up for the mistake of a trade. So when you trade less, I want you to trade less, but also trade more, like be more picky with your setup. And what I mean by that is obviously like whatever you've been doing in the past, like for me, whatever I've been doing for the past month and a half that's been getting me L's quick, I realized that the market has shifted. So it's like a lot of times where we come to the market, and when market opens, my setup is right there within the first 5 minutes or the first 2 minutes of the candle open. But when it changed, I started taking a ton of L's because there was a lot of manipulation. Like right now in Q4, there's a lot of manipulation at the market open. So your trade might not go in your favor immediately, and it'll chop you up. My ideas are still correct. My trading plan still works long term. But in that first 5 minutes of the candle of open, I was taking trades so much that I was getting chopped up. So I automatically have an L in the first 2 minutes of the day. And I was talking to one of my people in FBA, shout out to FBA, link down in the description. And we were having a conversation about how our win rate dropped a lot in Q4, and it's only because of our entry model. Our entry timing has been way off. And it's because like in Q3, we were able to get our trade the moment 8:30 hit, the moment that 9:30 hit, wherever your time frame is. And it's just little things like that when we start losing, you can go on tilt. But if you would have just like back tested and seen, or just really went through your journal, which is why you're supposed to journal, you can see when things change in the market so you can adapt. And that's really one of the main reasons I ended up going on tilt and losing a lot and blowing through funds, is because I went on tilt and I wasn't paying attention to why I necessarily went on tilt, or what part of my plan or what part of my trading strategy had changed and I needed to adapt, right? So I would say that was just the first thing, was taking less trades, being more picky, and just adapting to what is working right now. So adaptability was the second thing that I had to do. I had to adapt to the new market conditions, to the new movement of the market, so that way I can continue to make money. And me trading less, I can focus on actually getting the quality trade instead of getting the first trade that I believe is going to happen. And I think it can stop a lot of you guys from taking unnecessary L's and just starting your trading days off wrong, because that's literally what was upsetting me, is that I was getting to the market, I was taking a loss immediately, and then if there's any emotions, it doesn't allow me to have the breathing room to get the second best trade. So I end up taking 2 losses in the first hour, and your day is done, and you can't really do nothing else about it besides move on. And I couldn't accept that. And so that's why me this week taking less trades and adapting to my new entry model has changed everything. I take less trades and I wait, and I'm patient for the entry that gives me my setup, that gives me my TP2. And it's just those two things that I really needed to physically change. But every other change was mental. Mentally being more patient, mentally being okay. And also during that time when I blew my funded account, I was just struggling just financially in general. So it's just more pressure, right? So the third thing I did was honestly just make sure my life was stable, just work more, grind more, have more money, just to where you feel safe and you can flow in your abundant state. I always talk about the abundant mindset. If you guys are young, you guys still live with your parents, you might not have to worry about that part as much, because there's a level of freedom that just comes with not having to really have a lot of bills. But for all my adults out there, even for y'all that may have kids, right? You really gotta have things set aside for trading. But luckily for me, I realized as long as I create more sources of income, I can let those sources of income pay for any challenges, any resets, stuff like that could frustrate somebody that doesn't have the means to like keep buying funders over and over and over and over again. Try to find new ways to generate income. Try starting sales. Try starting like a new side hustle. Like for me, I go Uber Eats to go buy an account if I have to, you know. But me having to go out and do that extra work also feeds back into me having to just be more patient. If I'm more patient with my account, I won't blow it fast and I won't have to pull out more money. So it's just the main parts is just slowing down. I want you guys to slow down everything. Like wherever you are in your journey, if you have made it to a new higher high, understand that if you fall from it, it's okay, because you reached a new high and you have to be okay with that in your career. And for me being able to get eligible for a payout was the highest point that I've gotten in my career. Yes, I didn't get the payout, but there was things I needed to learn moving forward. I need to learn adaptability. I need to know when to slow down and wait for my entry to present itself, because not every time my entry is going to be in the first 3 to 5 minutes of a New York open session. So and those are just the differences that you learn over time, and they can catch anybody slipping if they're not paying attention. But those are like the main 3 things. But this week was good. I had a 2K week. Really, I didn't take any L's for real. Like I took a small L on Friday, but it was like $200 because I was just seeing like, do I get a setup? And then I realized I'm like, nah, this ain't CPI on a Friday, and we at all-time highs. Is like I really shouldn't have taken that trade, but less is more. But I knew taking that trade, I didn't really want to give any profits I made for the week, so I like lower my risk ultimately. So if I do end up trading something I'm not too sure of, I'm gonna lower risk all the way, because less is more. Less risk equals less reward. But if I lose, that's a less of a loss. So even with that loss, still up 2K for the week. So I made like 2.2 and I lost 200. So 2K week. So this week was really good. So I wanted to come on here and just share some tips and things that have me have a better week this week, that I'm going to just keep pushing back, like keep going forward. I'm going to go to next week doing the same thing I did this week. I'm going to be more patient for my setups. I'm going to be more 100% on my entries. I'm going to take less trades, you know, but me taking less trades just came from me being picky. Be picky with your setup. Don't just trade the first thing that looks good, because if you lose in 30 seconds, one trade is done. Now, if you lose again, you've taken 2 losses on your account. So now you got to take a win just to get back to break even. So y'all just got to be careful, be really picky with your trades, and really pay attention to your entry model. And I hope you guys are journaling, because the journal is going to tell you guys everything. If you guys put the right information in there, it'll tell you like you entered the moment this happened, and the past week it has failed you. It doesn't work. You getting in the first 30 seconds to a minute is frying you. You need to actually let price do what it wants to do first. Show you where it wants to go first, and then from there make your buys. If you miss the first move, see if you can catch a retracement move. Like there's so many different ways you can attack the market. Just don't let it attack you. You know, like once the market is attacking you and you play victim and you're not gonna do anything about it, it's gonna keep attacking you, keep attacking you, keep attacking you. I had to blow through so many fundeds just to realize, like funded challenges, just to realize like, bro, your entry is just bad. You're just entering too fast. You're not letting it play out. You know, I'd rather miss some setups when I know like it's time for me to get more like quicker with my entries, because there'll be times where I'm like, you don't want to be hesitant to where you see something set up and you don't enter. You're trying to see, is it really going to play out, and it leaves you. But it's okay, because if that continues to happen, you continue to miss trades. Okay, now you can tell yourself, let me be more aggressive with my entry. But once you're in an aggressive state and then the market shifts over to the more patient entries in the manipulation, you got to pull back now. Don't be so aggressive on your entry because now the market isn't moving that fast. So you need to be able to know when to be aggressive and know when to pull back and wait for your best entry. That's some of my best advice I can give going into Q4. Be more patient with your entries. Make sure that they're actually favoring your direction. You guys should be good. Never be too hesitant, but don't be too hasty. Don't be too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Stay in that middle. Know when to pull back. Know when to be aggressive. Pay attention to how fast the market is moving. Pay attention to the entries you guys are used to. And that's how you guys can avoid a lot of the fast losses and a lot of the L days and a lot of the frustration, which then runs over to going into tilt. And make sure you guys are managing risk properly. If you guys are losing a lot, lower risk. Keep yourself in the game, especially if you're on a funded account, because a rough patch can come at any moment. So you gotta know when to lower risk so that way you can protect your capital. And yeah, that's all I got for this video. Just something I wanted to come on here and say. Just wanted to speak on. If you guys like this content, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, help your boy reach 500 subs. We are almost there. It's crazy to say. I would have never thought I've gotten 500 subs in the time manner that I have, at least from the past like 3 months. You guys have really been showing support and love. So I'm gonna continue dropping content. Bless your boy, Rich Take Profit. Sign out with another video. Keep God first, keep grinding and growing. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.